So this is my review of Hyperarch Fascia Training. Um, so a little bit of context. My name's Alan. I grew up playing soccer, and I played soccer in college at Yale. Um, and I had a couple of injuries in high school and college, all along my left leg. I had a stress fracture in my fibula, so the small bone in the shin. I also had a grade 2 sprain in my left MCL, as well as a bunch of ankle issues. So, in addition, I also used to have a lot of hip clicking pain. And after college, I went about 4 years, honestly, of like bodybuilding, powerlifting, strength training, in an effort to not only get stronger, but to try to become more athletic and become faster. So I did everything from like deadlift 500, squat 400, bench 285. I also did a lot of plyometrics after I got the base strength down. Did a lot of like sled pull running, knees over toes, helped a little bit. And what ultimately led me to hyperarch fascia training was when I started coaching some high school kids, and I was doing strength and conditioning with them, and showing them what I was doing. It's when I realized that, hold up, there's some of these kids that are so naturally just coordinated and fluid with their movement, and when I was playing with them, I felt like I was actually being hindered by all this extra weight. And even though I was maximally maybe faster, it got to a point where I couldn't like engage and use my body in the same coordinated way as before. Um, so with that being said, I started doing some endurance running, thinking, oh, I needed to work on my stamina. And then I started getting shin splints, and my body couldn't hold up. So that's what led me to doing HFT. And the analogy with HFT is that it's like the foundation of a building, and the deeper and more solid your foundation is, the higher and the more grand your own building can be. And my like prior few years was spent building a lot on like a pretty broken foundation. My feet and my fascial connection just had never truly been developed. Um, During the 12 weeks, initially I had a little bit of a weightlifting withdrawal because I was so used to stressing out my system. But in terms of training the fascia, I had to really dial in like good sleep habits, good diet, and most importantly, resting and just training the fascia 3 times a week because it takes time to recover. And the 12 weeks, they seemed very long, but the milestones for me came in about week 4 and week 8. At the beginning, I could only feel like my feet and my Achilles and my calves being really sore. And then I noticed towards the end, as I was actually doing less training every day, my performance on the field was much better. Like my ball control, the like fluidity in which I was able to do moves and learn new techniques and shoot. It's something that felt like I was actually playing FIFA. And for me, I know that I still have a lot of old like patterns to unlearn, such as I'll still get a lot of quad burning if I like run for 2 hours, etc. But I do feel more like glute pain, glute soreness after a workout now, and it's made a lot of other things make more sense, such as like striking a free kick, and how the feet and the glutes have to be able to work as a unit rather than have leakages in energy. So that was my 12 weeks with Coach Xie, and I think it's something that a lot of people are overlooking, and I think it can go in tandem um, with muscle training, because there are certain benefits I think that I got from my history of muscle training in terms of like the mind muscle connection that allowed HFT to be like integrated pretty quickly. I feel like for younger kids who don't have as much of a training age, this might be a really good foundation for them to be solid, and then they can do whatever, such as plyometrics and other training later on. But yeah, that was my review of HFT training, and I plan to keep doing a lot of HFT to keep this motor pattern and keep improving my fascial connection.